The Bahamas, the shimmering kingdom of the Atlantic. Ah, the Bahamas, that dreamlike scatter of turquoise jewels floating across the Atlantic Ocean. Imagine the sun painting the horizon gold, waves whispering over pink sands, and coral gardens glimmering beneath crystal waters. Yet, behind this postcard perfection lies a saga of pirates and empires, hurricanes and resilience, and a people whose warmth and creativity have shaped one of the most fascinating nations in the Caribbean. Let's set sail into this story, deeper, richer, and more vivid than you've ever heard before. The flag that tells a story. Every nation's flag tells its tale, but the Bahamian flag is practically poetry. The black triangle stands for the determination, strength, and unity of the Bahamian people, a symbol of a nation that carved prosperity from coral and sea. The aquamarine blue represents the endless ocean that both cradles and challenges the islands, while the golden yellow symbolizes the brilliant sun and the sandy shores that draw millions to their beauty. Even the triangle's forward-pointing design speaks of ambition, the people's drive to move toward progress and innovation while preserving the natural world that sustains them. Where the Atlantic meets the Caribbean. The Bahamas sit at a crossroads, north of Cuba, east of Florida, and just outside the Caribbean Sea, though they're often grouped with it. This strategic location has shaped every chapter of Bahamian history, from the days of Spanish explorers and British colonists to modern tourism and trade. The archipelago is a network of 700 islands, over 2,400 km, and countless coral reefs stretching more than 800 kilometers, 500 miles, across the Atlantic. Only about 30 islands are inhabited, giving the Bahamas a feeling of both community and mystery, populated enough to be vibrant, yet remote enough to feel like the edge of the world. The country is divided into 16 major island groups, among them are New Providence, Grand Bahama, Andros, Eleuthera, Exuma, Abaco, Cat Island, Inagua, and Mayaguana. Each is like a different verse in an ocean symphony, no two alike. A land shaped by coral and time. Unlike the volcanic islands of the Caribbean, the Bahamas were born from ancient coral reefs that rose above the waves thousands of years ago. This makes the islands unusually flat and low. Their highest point, Mount Alvernia on Cat Island, reaches only 63 meters, 207 feet. This geology creates a unique ecosystem, limestone caves, underwater sinkholes called blue holes, and sprawling coral systems teeming with marine life. The Bahamas boast the third largest barrier reef in the world, stretching along Andros Island, a paradise for divers and marine biologists alike. However, their beauty comes with a cost. The Bahamas are one of the most hurricane-prone regions on Earth, facing storms almost every year. Yet, Bahamians have learned to adapt, with elevated homes, reinforced infrastructure, and an unshakable sense of community that binds them through every disaster. Islands of Wonder. Each Bahamian island is a world unto itself. Let's explore a few of the most captivating. New Providence Island, the nation's beating heart. Home to Nassau, the capital, it's where skyscrapers meet colonial charm. The city buzzes with straw markets, pastel-colored government buildings, and luxurious resorts like Atlantis Paradise Island, one of the world's largest hotel complexes. Nassau's harbor is a magnet for cruise ships, injecting both energy and income into the economy. Eleuthera, famous for its pink sands beach, where crushed coral organisms called foraminifera give the shoreline its rosy hue. The island's name, derived from the Greek word for freedom, honors its settlers, a group of religious dissidents from Bermuda seeking liberty in the 17th century. Andros Island, the largest island, often called the Big Yard. It's mostly wilderness, mangroves, pine forests, and blue holes that drop into deep, mysterious caverns. It's also home to the Andros Barrier Reef and vast national parks protecting endangered species. The Exumas, a chain of 365 islands, one for every day of the year. Here, visitors can swim with the legendary pigs of Big Major Cay, feed stingrays, or dive into Thunderball Grotto, a cave made famous by James Bond movies. Grand Bahama, a mix of bustling tourism and untouched wilderness. Its capital, Freeport, was designed as a model city in the 1950s and today features canals, luxury homes, and ecoparks. Abaco Islands, known as the sailing capital of the world. The Abacos attract sailors from around the globe to its calm harbors and colorful colonial towns like Hope Town and Marsh Harbor. Inagua, the southernmost island, and one of the most ecologically vital. It's home to over 80,000 flamingos and the Inagua National Park, a sanctuary for rare birds and salt ponds that have sustained the island for centuries. Mayaguana, the Bahamas' most remote inhabited island, with just a few hundred residents. It's a place of deep tranquility, where people live off fishing, farming, and family. The Bahamian people and their story. The story of the Bahamian people is one of resilience and reinvention. The first inhabitants, the Lucayans, were gentle Arawak-speaking people who lived in harmony with the land. When Christopher Columbus arrived in 1492, on the Bahamian island of San Salvador, it marked the beginning of European colonization in the Americas. Tragically, within decades, the Lucayan population had vanished due to disease and enslavement. The islands remained mostly deserted until the British claimed them in the 1600s. They soon became a pirate haven, home to infamous figures like Blackbeard and Calico Jack, who preyed on Spanish treasure ships. Nassau was even declared a pirate republic for a short time in the early 1700s before being reclaimed by the British Navy. After the American Revolution, loyalists, colonists loyal to the British Crown, fled the newly independent United States and resettled in the Bahamas, bringing enslaved Africans with them. Their descendants form the majority of today's Afro-Bahamian population, who make up roughly 85% of the country's people. Bahamian culture is a lively fusion of African, European, and island influences. From the Junkanoo Festival, an explosion of costumes and drumming that lights up Nassau's streets every Boxing Day and New Year's, to the rhythms of rake and scrape music, Bahamians know how to celebrate life. The economy, a balancing act between paradise and profit. The Bahamas boasts one of the highest per capita incomes in the Caribbean. Tourism dominates, accounting for around 60% of GDP and employing nearly half the population. The rest of the economy thrives on financial services, real estate, fishing, and shipping. However, paradise comes with pressure. The Bahamas faces challenges like climate change, reliance on imported goods, and vulnerability to global tourism trends. Yet, innovation is rising, solar power projects, sustainable resorts, and local farming initiatives are reshaping the nation's economic future. Relations across the seas. Despite its small size, the Bahamas plays an outsized role in regional diplomacy. It's a proud member of the United Nations, CARICOM, the Commonwealth, and numerous international organizations. Its two closest allies are the United States and the United Kingdom. The UK remains connected through history and culture, while the US is the Bahamas' biggest trading partner and tourism source. Over 85% of visitors each year come from the US, and more than 30,000 Americans live in the islands. The Bahamas also maintains positive ties with Cuba, Haiti, Canada, and even China, which has invested in several large-scale projects, from resorts to infrastructure. The spirit of the islands. Life in the Bahamas flows at its own rhythm. Conch shells echo across docks, kids play soccer under palm trees, and elders share stories of storms weathered and seas conquered. Bahamians are known for their humor, hospitality, and deep connection to the ocean. Even in the face of hardship, whether from hurricanes or economic downturns, the Bahamian spirit never sinks. It simply sways, like the palms in the wind, and rises again with the tide. Conclusion. The Bahamas isn't just a paradise, it's a living mosaic of stories, coral reefs and colonial forts, flamingos and festivals, pink beaches and pirate legends. It's where the Atlantic and Caribbean embrace, where every island has a secret and every breeze carries a song. From the pink sands of Eleuthera to the glittering skyline of Nassau, from Andros' mysterious blue holes to Mayaguana's quiet shores, the Bahamas remind us that beauty, resilience, and joy can thrive even in the heart of the storm. So when you finally set foot on these islands, don't just come to see. Come to feel. Because in the Bahamas, paradise isn't a place, it's a way of life. Sparkles.